What's up, YouTube? It's your girl CJ with the Takes Takeover, and I am back with the another story time. Yeah. First thing I would like to do is thank everybody that has liked and subscribed to all of my story times, all of the videos that we post. We've actually made it to our first 100 subscribers, so I just want to take the time to thank y'all for that. If y'all are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe and like and comment on all of the videos that we have, and make sure that you follow all of our social medias. We got Snapchat and we have Instagram. So let's go ahead and get into the story time. Yeah. Ha. So today's story time, I want to talk about why I do not go to Pep Boy to this day. Yes, you heard correctly. Pep Boy. Pep Boy, if y'all know what it is, everybody knows what Pep Boy is. It's the little place where you get your car parts and all this other stuff, right? So this is probably about 10 years ago or something. I had just started doing my electrical stuff. So I went and I bought like this work truck. It was a Ford F-150 beater. The thing left me stranded like every other week. Like, I hated that truck, but I mean, I needed a work truck, and I think my other car was like a 350Z, and like, you can't put a ladder in a 350Z. So yeah, so I had my truck, and so I needed like a part for it, and like, I think my tail light or something like that went out. So I went to Pep Boy to go get a tail light for my truck. So I walk up in the thing, and the guy's like, "Oh, how you doing?" Da 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 da. Seemed like a typical dude, probably in his 20s. I mean, he didn't seem like too weird. He just seemed like somebody that worked at Pep Boy. So I told him what I needed. I told him the year of the truck. I'm like, "Look, I really don't know anything about this truck. I just bought it for work, but I need a light for it." So he comes out and he looks at the truck, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So he's like, "Oh, it's a work truck. So like, what kind of work do you do?" So I'm telling him, I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm going to school, and I want to go in for electrical engineering. So blah, blah, blah." So he's like, "Oh, well, you know, like, this is just my second job. I also work for this other company, and it's in the oil and gas field, and we're actually looking to hire other people, and you should send me over your resume, and you know, and I can see if I can get you in." So I'm like, cool, you know, because I'm like all into this, and I was actually looking for like a better paying job, and I wanted to be in oil and gas. And so he's like, "Why don't you just give me your phone number, and then I'll text you." He's like, "When I get a break, I'll text you my email, and then you can just email me back." So I'm like, cool. So I give the guy my number. I go home. I put the light in my truck, and it took me a while because, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. So I YouTubed that mug, and I got the light in. And so I go back into the house because I left my phone in the house, and I had like 23 text messages, 14 voicemails, 17 missed calls. I'm like, what the hell is this, right? So I'm like, what the hell? So I start reading the text messages, and he's like, at first the text messages are like, "Hey, this is my email. Make sure you go ahead and email me your resume, your information. Hey, I still haven't gotten your resume. I really need it. I told my boss about it, and he's waiting for me to go ahead and send your information." And then he's like, oh, because when I went into the store, I was dating a girl, and she was with me. And so he was like, "Oh, that girl that you were with, was that your sister?" "Oh, no." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Or was that your girlfriend?" Or he's like, "I could tell you were gay. You know, I've been questioning my sexuality." And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay. And so like, then like, while I'm sitting here reading his text messages, like, he's calling and calling, but I'm sitting in the voicemail because I'm trying to read the messages. So finally I answer him, and I'm like, "Hello?" And he's like, "I don't understand why you haven't sent me your resume or whatever. Like, what is that all about?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you know, first of all, like I told you, I need to fix the light for my truck. So that's what I was doing. So, I mean, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, okay, well," he goes, "Yeah, so that girl that you were with, You know, so like when he's asking me about my girlfriend at the time, like I'm thinking that he's like maybe wanting to talk to her or wanting to hook up with her or whatever, right? So he's like, was that your girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. And he's like, oh, y'all been together for a long time? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, so y'all are serious? And I'm like, yeah. And like at this point I'm getting like pissed, right? Dude, like what the hell? Like, why are you asking me all these questions? And he was like, oh, because, you know, like I've been looking for like a girl, like a dominant one, you know, like one that looks like a boy, and like, you know, like I want her to mount me up. You know, I was all thrown off, so I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you know, like I want to see what it feels like to be with a man, but like I don't know if I like men yet, so, you know, like I want you to mount me up. And I'm like, mount you up? I'm like, dude, I was like, I don't know what this is about or what the heck, like no, dude, like I'm sorry, like you got the wrong idea, like no. So I hang up with him and I'm like creeped the hell out. I'm like, what the hell, like why do I get like these weird people or whatever? And I'm like, what the heck does mount up mean? Like, you know, like I guess I could have put the context clues together, but I was just like so shocked or whatever. So of course, like while I'm all like delirious and all whatever, my dad calls. And like me and my dad, we had the type of relationship just like me and my mom. Like I don't hold my tongue with them, they don't hold their tongue with me. I speak what's on my mind, they speak what's on theirs. So like I tell my dad what happened, and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, this is what happened, blah blah blah. And I'm like, and this guy's telling me he wants to mount up. I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, well, here, well, and you know, y'all know what mount up means. And because, you know, my nieces and my nephews watch my channel sometimes, he told me what it meant. And I was just like, oh my God. He's like, you need to stay a hell away from him. You need to stay a hell away from Pet Boy. So that happened like I said, like 10 years ago. And to this day, I still do not go to Pet Boy. Like after that guy still like would message me like here and there, like, oh, like you want to go out and have drinks, I'm still waiting on your resume and blah blah blah. And like I honestly feel like there was never a job for me to go. And it's like, if I would have sent this guy my resume, like what does a resume have on it? It has all your information on it. It has your name, it has your address, it has everything. Like, nah bro, you ain't getting my resume. You got lucky you got my number, but that mug got changed like after like maybe the 4th or 5th time he reached out, because he was like really, it got so bad, like it scared me first of all, because like I was just like so weird. And then like it got so bad to where I had to like take all the text messages that he was sending me, and I had to call corporate and send these messages to corporate to get him to like stop calling me, like to stop harassing me. Like he literally harassed me to where it got to the point where I had to change my number. And so the only reason why I reported him is I'm like, dude, I had to go through the whole process of having to change my number and get harassed and hyperventilate every time I drove by Pet Boy. Pet Boy is right by my house. I couldn't go to work without passing by Pet Boy. So I'm just like, I gotta go through all that. He gonna go through something. Like that was just totally inappropriate. Like, do I look like somebody that want to mount you up? No. I don't want to mount you up. I don't want to do anything of that sort. And like, why do you think it's okay to have somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think it's okay to, oh, hey, it's a lesbian right here, you know. She must be some kind of freak, so I'm just gonna see how far I can go and take this and ask her for a resume and like get her address and her phone number. I don't know what was going on in that guy's head, but access denied. Not gonna happen. Not into that freaky deaky stuff. Like, I don't understand, but that's my story that I got for you today, guys. I don't know. But like I said before, I just want to thank you guys again for liking and subscribe to all of our stuff. We really do appreciate it. I guess our next goal for subscribers would be like 200. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. I mean, why not? you know? All right, until next time, guys. Peace.